Let's keep it in the ACC. Let's talk about North Carolina, a team that is starting to figure it out. Terrific strength of schedule, first of all. I mean, I know it's only 34, but that's in large part because of the fact that the ACC is down. What they did in their non-conference was really impressive from a scheduling standpoint. Unfortunately, they just didn't win many of those games. You can see their 1-10 best net win against UCLA. Worst net loss, honestly, that's not that bad. This is a Stanford team that has been pretty solid under Kyle Smith this year. So they haven't really had bad losses, but again, they have not been as good as we expected. We just saw the announcement today that they have, in fact, hired a general manager. They have won 4 in a row now by reconstructing their lineup. How has Hubert Davis reshuffled things?
Yeah, they've basically gone big. Drake Powell's at the 3, Jalen Withers at the 4, and Van Allen Lubin is now kind of the starting 5-man over Jalen Washington. And I think it makes a lot of sense to have Withers and Lubin and Powell on the floor together. I think it makes the guards' jobs a little bit easier. Withers obviously is making a ton of threes right now. He's like red hot from 3, but Lubin is like kind of found a role as a nice little role man with what his ability is with Elliot Cadeau, starting to find a little bit more consistency with that. And I like what they've done too, kind of getting Cadeau off the floor and getting Ian Jackson on the floor in that second unit of like, hey, just come in and get buckets for us, baby. Like he's just coming in, not having to like run the offense. It's getting multiple shots in transition and flying up and down the floor. So the added size definitely helps their rebounding. I think it makes the wing defense a little bit easier. They're starting to buff up their interior defense a little bit overall, but I do think it's like that ripple effect on how the guards have to play it. It feels like you're not necessarily seeing like a possession where it's Seth Trimble pounding it into the ground for 4 minutes, passing it to RJ Davis, who pounds it into the ground for 4 minutes, who passes it to Elliot Cadeau, who pounds it into the ground for 4 minutes. Just feels a little bit more natural with what the updated rotation is. And credit to Hubert Davis. He has tried literally everything with this group. He's gone 4 guards. He's gone big. He's done everything this year to try to coax something out of this team.
Well, that was exactly the point that I wanted to explore, because I think he was very justified in trying those 4-guard lineups. I would have done the exact same thing. In fact, I think I advocated for the same thing in our New Year's resolution show just a couple months ago. His best players are all guards, so it was natural that he tried to get them on the floor together. They just didn't have any chemistry. The ball didn't move. So when you put Seth Trimble and Ian Jackson on the bench, that's like an ideal role for those guys, because Seth Trimble is such a defender, such a competitor. He can change the energy of the game. And Ian Jackson just wants to score. I mean, he is trying to score as soon as he touches the ball. Now that he's in this instant offense type role, he can do just that. And sure, I'm sure Seth wasn't necessarily thrilled with the idea of coming off the bench. I'm sure Ian would like those 5 extra minutes per game, but it may be the role that they are best suited for. So it's going to be very interesting, because this is a North Carolina team that is surging back into contention here for the NCAA tournament.